Thanks for tuning in to another Canton Bourbon Boys video. Talk about something a little different today. Nosing kits. I know you've heard of them. How good are they? How do they help you develop your palate? And how do you make your own? Stay tuned to the latest edition of the Canton Bourbon Boys, and we will let you know how. Yo, everybody, welcome back to the Canton Bourbon Boys. We have talked about in the past gifts, stuff that you can get the bourbon lovers in your life or yourself, some cool gadgets, but we've never talked about nosing kits. So I've been looking at these for a while. They're fucking expensive. I mean, you're looking at these nosing kits, and these people want $250, $300, sometimes $500, $600 for a damn nosing kit. It's like, I get it. Spices can be expensive, but how do you do this on your own and create a pretty nice nosing kit to help you out in your bourbon journey? So what we did is we went to Marshall's and found this case, I guess you could say. I'll try to kind of show you guys. It's a little suitcase looking thing. And then in Michael's craft shop, they had a bunch of these. It was in the wedding section. These little glass, whatever the hell you call them. I guess I'll call them a sample jar. But little glass jars. So we got a bunch of them. So I think we ended up buying 40 of these little jars, and it filled this thing up nicely. But we came home, we ransacked our spice cabinet. We kind of looked in there to see what we could find. I thought about some extra scents that we kind of needed in order to have an adequate kit. So we went out to the store. We went to 2 or 3 different stores in search for different scents. And we did find some pretty cool stuff, from leather all the way to floral. And there's this kit, I think, cost us, it was half off, I think $15 for the case. And we got a 20-something% off coupon for the glass cases. I think they ended up being like $19.99 a case, so $40 total, 20% off of 40, and probably about, I'd guess $75 or so, $80 maybe total with everything, including the little labels and all that kind of stuff. But you think about it, you compare it to the $400 fucking one, which doesn't have nearly the amount. But let's see what this does. So I'm gonna smell this. Right now I'm drinking Stag Junior Batch 11, which I hate Stag Junior. Buffalo Trace fans are going to yell at me all over the place. I'm not a fan of Stag Junior. I think it hits with a lot of spice, a lot of meat, and it doesn't bring the flavor that it should bring. It doesn't bring a full mouthfeel to me, and neither does the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. So a lot of times that I go for that full mouthfeel, that full flavor, and a beautiful spice to it. This one here brings a lot of heat, no flavor, weak palate. So let's try it again, because it's been open for, this is batch 11, so I got this a long time ago, probably back in, shit, I can't even remember what year this was, 2019, 2018, I don't know. But let's revisit this one again, and I've drank everything from, I remember having a batch 6, everyone coveted the batch 9, so I drank the batch 9, it was like, batch 13, I have a batch 13, 2 batch 14s, a batch 15, and a couple batch 11s. But the batch 12 that everyone coveted, Roy gave me a try of that, and it was like, yeah, this is not what I would ever want to seek out. So the hunters out there that have yet to try Stag Junior, it's underwhelming. So don't waste your time or your money to get something like this. Yeah. Well, let's give this a try. Let's hit it with the nosing kit, and let's see what we get without and with the nosing kit. So a lot of brown spices on this one. And I'm hoping this revisit, this has been open for years. I'm hoping this brings back some life into Stag Junior for me. So there's a rich cherry, a rich fruit. It's actually got a lot better nose than what it originally had. So you could see how your mind kind of wanders when you're nosing a bourbon. You're trying to think of scents and things like that. So with this nosing kit, let's think of a couple things that we smelled. But now you're looking and you're seeing things. You're getting memories of some things when you're looking. So is it butterscotchy? Maybe a little butterscotchy. No, I don't get butterscotch. Honey aspect to it? I do get a little bit of honey. Caramel. Do get some caramel. A little bit of brown sugar. That molassesy brown sugar. Let's see. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I get some brown sugar. I don't get any chocolate, but I do get some cherry off this bad boy, which I don't even need to smell the cherry. I definitely get that. I am getting a little bit of a lighter fruit. Let's try some apricot. Oh, for sure. I do get an apricot. Let's see, citrus. So the citrus is close for me, but it's not quite there. This is raspberry. Definitely not raspberry. See if I get any allspice on this. Allspice. I like allspice. It's clove. Clove. I'm getting a little clove off this. See, this helps you finally pinpoint these scents you're getting. So it's nice to pinpoint these so you can see what it's closest to, and there's a ton you can do. I mean, you can really do anything you want in these kits just to give you a wide range of scents to kind of go after. And once you have that kind of developed, going into the palate kind of reiterates these flavors in your mind, and you can think of more that you're getting on the palate rather than just the nose. So this is a nutmeg. I am getting a slight nutmeg off this. Now I've got some floral scents, and I am not picking up any floral off this. Oh, open up. Whew, that's a rose petal. Wow. Yeah, hell no. Hell no. Let's get into the richer scents here. Let's get into the tobacco. Oh, yeah, I definitely get tobacco on that. So I've got hazelnut here, coffee, and leather. I'm not getting any of that. Let's try some black pepper. very, very slight. So very, very slight black pepper, very, very slight nutmeg. Here's how this helps. So right now I'm going to say this nose, on the sweeter side, honey, caramel, brown sugar nose. It had some tobacco in it. It had a sweet fruitiness to it with a little bit of cherry, a little bit of apricot, and it hit you with a nice little clove spice with subtle black pepper and a subtle nutmeg. So it's a huge, drastic change in how you're describing things by the use of a nosing kit. Now there's one I also have from Moonshine University, which is so different because it trained your mind in different scents in alcohols as well as the different kind of flavor nuances you can pick up. So they had things in more of the heads, tails, and hearts of the bourbon rather than just flavor notes. So you can get an understanding of generally what you're smelling. But let's go in for a taste on this and see if the nosing kit kind of helps a little bit. Huh. Oh, God. So it hits you with, heavy spice, high ethanol, heavy spice. The biggest thing I pick up on the palate is the dark brown sugar. I'm getting a ton of black pepper and a ton of clove. More of a heat, an alcohol heat I'm picking up on this one. But not a good finish as well. So it's kind of goes soggy dog in the finish. Let's go in for one more. See if we can get anything else off this. It dries the mouth a little bit. It's drying my tongue. It almost is hot to the point where it takes your breath away. Brown sugar, clove, black pepper on the palate, a little bit of honey, a little bit of caramel. Mostly heat on this. A little bit of that tobacco-y leather aspect shows up on the finish. The spice just kind of lingers. A hot black pepper spice kind of lingers through the finish, and then it kind of goes wet doggy a little bit on me. I'm gonna go ahead and rate this, even though this is about nosing kits, because I wanna see how this compares in my general profile. So nose, body, palate, and finish. On a nose on this, it was quite a nice nose. I'm gonna give the nose a 3.5 on this. The body on this one, it's not as thin as the E.H. Taylor barrel proof, but it's not thick like some of the barrel proofs I've had. So I gotta give the body over what I normally would, just because it is a full proof, full flavored bourbon. So let's go 3 on the body. The palate, it's not very enjoyable. So I'm not going to sit here and crave this pour ever. So I'm giving it a 2. And the finish is just spice. So I'm going to give that a 2 as well. Actually, let's give the finish a 2.5. So to me, it's not a bad bourbon. It's not something I'm going to seek out or crave. Will I buy it? Probably, based on rarity. But it's nothing spectacular. Just like most of the products from Buffalo Trace, I tend to like their cheaper products more than their more expensive stuff, unless you get up to the antique collection, which then it's fantastic. You can't go wrong with any of the antique collection bottles. They blow everything else out of the water. Not everything else, but as part of the Buffalo Trace lineup, it blows the Buffalo Trace lineup out of the water. I can't go saying a George T. Stagg or something like that's better than a William Heaven Hill 13-year bottle and bond. It's just not going to happen. But nosing kits. This really helped develop this palette here, and I was able to pick up some stuff. It's really interesting with some ryes because a lot of times you get the same typical notes in a rye, and it'll really help your mind develop or help complete that comparison between a rye and a bourbon, and probably help you differentiate between a high rye bourbon and a rye whiskey and a wheated bourbon, etc. So it's make one of these. It's easy to do. Get your spices. If you're curious about the recipe, I'll give you, or cured recipe. If you're curious about some of the spices and stuff that are in here, I can put a list for you. Just shoot us a note and we'll do that. But this is cool to make for a bourbon lover in your life. And it's an easy gift to do. It's something that's homemade and it works. Because all these notes I was able to pull out of the Stagg Junior. Every time I've used this kit, I've pulled out different things. It is so much fun. Please make yourself one. If you need help, let us know. There's some people that do sell them, but they're expensive. Just do your own. Hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys like the review of the Stagg Junior Batch 11. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thank you.